You finally do the healthier thing, and somehow you feel worse. That is not failure. That may be growth. You send the shorter text instead of the long explanation. You say, "I need to think about that," instead of answering immediately. You do not argue back. You do the healthier thing, and then your stomach drops. Now your mind starts working against you. Was that rude? Was that selfish? Did I make things worse? Am I going backwards? That is the part of growth almost nobody talks about. Sometimes the better choice does not feel better at first. Sometimes it feels awkward, guilty, exposed, or wrong. But before I can talk about why growth feels like failure, you first need to know this. The old version of you does not leave quietly. It tries to make the new version of you feel unsafe. You will walk away with 3 moves: how to pause before reversing yourself, how to name the old version of you when it gets loud, and how to measure progress by what you did not repeat. The first move is simple. Do not undo the new behavior just because the first feeling is uncomfortable. Jennifer sends one clear message instead of 5 extra paragraphs. For 1 second, she feels proud. Then the guilt hits. Her mind says, "That was too cold. You should soften it. You should explain what you meant. You should send one more message so they do not take it the wrong way." Michael decides not to argue back. He sees the text. He feels the pull to prove his point. He wants to explain why he is right, why he is not being unfair, why the other person misunderstood him. But this time he pauses. He does not enter the argument. And then the discomfort comes. Not peace. Not confidence. Discomfort. This is where Michael usually misreads the moment. Michael thinks, "If I feel this bad, I must have done something wrong." But that is the trap. The first feeling after a new behavior is not always truth. Sometimes it is just the old pattern asking to be fed. Growth does not always feel like becoming better. Sometimes it feels like losing the version of you that knew how to stay safe. So before you apologize, explain, reopen, or reverse the decision, stop and ask, what old pattern am I about to feed? If Jennifer sends the extra paragraph, the old pattern gets fed. If Michael reopens the argument, the old pattern gets fed. If either of them turns discomfort into proof that the new behavior was wrong, the old version gets another vote. The action is not to feel confident immediately. The action is to pause before you reverse yourself. Because sometimes the first sign of growth is not relief. Sometimes it is the moment you feel the old pull and do not obey it. The second move is to stop asking, "Does this feel like me?" and start asking, "Is this the version of me I am practicing?" This is where growth gets confusing. Jennifer does something different, but it does not feel natural yet. Jennifer speaks clearly, but inside she still feels like the person who has to keep everyone comfortable. Michael makes a decision, but inside he still feels like the person who has to prove the decision from every angle before he can rest. So when the new behavior shows up, the old version calls it fake. Jennifer thinks, "I am not really this direct." Michael thinks, "I am not really this calm." But that does not mean the new behavior is fake. It means it is unfamiliar. The first time you act like the person you are becoming, it may feel like acting. That does not make it fake. It makes it new. This is the part Michael needs to catch. The old version sounds convincing because it sounds familiar. It knows Michael's old rules. Explain more. Apologize faster. Keep the peace. Prove yourself. Ask one more person. Think about it one more time. Reopen the decision until the doubt goes away. But familiar is not the same as better. So when Jennifer feels that inner push to go backward, the next move is not to debate it for an hour. The move is to name it. Jennifer can say, "This is not danger. This is unfamiliar. This is not failure. This is a new pattern. This is not me being fake. This is me practicing a different response." That one sentence matters because it interrupts the old version before it becomes the loudest voice in the room. The third move is to measure growth by what you did not repeat. Michael often looks for progress in the wrong place. Michael asks, "Do I feel calm yet? Do I feel confident yet? Do I feel completely certain yet?" And when the answer is no, Michael assumes nothing changed. But that is not the right measurement. Jennifer may still feel guilty after setting the boundary, but did she send the extra apology? Did she shrink the boundary so someone else would not be uncomfortable? Did she spend the whole night rewriting the same conversation in her head? Michael may still feel doubt after making the decision, but did he reopen it 10 times? Did he ask 3 more people what they thought? Did he turn one uncertain feeling into a full mental courtroom? Progress is not always what you feel. Sometimes it is what you did not repeat. That is how Michael starts to see the difference between going backwards and feeling unfamiliar. Going backwards would be abandoning the boundary, reopening the loop, chasing reassurance, over-explaining again, or letting one uncomfortable feeling erase the progress already made. But if Michael stayed with the new behavior, even awkwardly, that is not failure. Your behavior moved first. Your feelings have not caught up yet. First, what did I do differently this time? Second, what old pattern did I interrupt? Third, what would going backwards actually look like right now? Those questions bring Michael back to evidence. Not panic, not guilt, not the first uncomfortable feeling. Evidence. Because the mind can make growth feel like danger when it has been trained to survive through old habits. But evidence tells a clearer story. If you paused where you usually react, that matters. If you sent one sentence where you usually send 5 paragraphs, that matters. If you let the decision stand where you usually reopen it, that matters. That is not nothing. That is the beginning of a new version of you becoming real. This is why growth can feel so strange. The healthier choice does not always give you an immediate emotional reward. Sometimes it gives you friction. That friction does not mean you are broken. It does not mean you are failing. It does not mean the old version of you is better. It may mean the old self still wants a vote. The old self wants to explain one more time. The old self wants to apologize before anyone is upset. The old self wants certainty before action. The old self wants everyone to understand before you are allowed to move on. And for a long time, that old self probably helped Michael survive. It helped Michael avoid conflict. It helped Michael stay acceptable. It helped Michael feel prepared. It helped Michael reduce the risk of being misunderstood. So this is not about hating the old version of yourself. That version was trying to protect you. But protection can become a prison when it keeps you repeating a life you are ready to outgrow. Jennifer does not need to become cold to stop over-explaining. Michael does not need to become detached to stop second-guessing. They only need to stop letting discomfort decide whether growth is real. Because the first stage of a new version of yourself is not always confidence. Sometimes the first stage is friction. You act differently before you feel different. You choose differently before it feels normal. You stop feeding the old loop before your mind fully trusts the quiet. That is why the feeling of this is wrong does not always mean stop. Sometimes it means this is new. And if this is where your mind usually pulls you back into replaying, explaining, or reopening a decision, I created a free tool called the 5-Minute Mental Replay Interrupt. It helps you pause the loop, separate repair from reassurance, and come back to one clear next step before you undo the growth. The link is in the description. It takes about 30 seconds to grab it, and it is completely free. So if growth feels strange right now, do not rush to call it failure. Look for the evidence. Did you pause where you usually react? Did you speak clearly where you usually shrink? Did you stop explaining where you usually over-explain? Did you let the decision stand where you usually reopen it? Then you are not going backwards. Your behavior moved first. Your feelings are still catching up. Do not undo the growth just because it feels new. Let the decision stand.